Good evening, everyone. Hope you're doing great. If you don't recognize me, I colored my hair to my natural hair color, but I'm just hopping on. We're going to have Terrance on in a minute. So if you guys don't know Terrance, you should. So Terrance is awesome. He's coming. He is an esthetician and massage therapist, and he's coming to Chicago it's about 2 weeks. We're gonna be having a class with him. So let me get him on here. Thank you for joining us. There he is. See if I can get him. Oh. Let's see. Hello. Yay.
Hello, we are here. We are live.
Yay. Finally. Uh,
Yes,
did you have a great time at the conference this last weekend? I know you were
I
in massage.
did. I really enjoyed myself. It was good. It
Oh,
was
I'm
really good.
so glad. I'm so glad. In a part of the country that was not having a hard time.
Yes. It was good. The weather was great. It wasn't too cold. It wasn't too hot. It was great. It was just
Oh,
right.
wonderful. Wonderful. Well, I'm so excited to have you on. So, Terrance is coming to Chicago before it snows. Woot woot.
Yes.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
and it's just about 2 weeks, so not quite, but pretty close. I'm so excited. I'm actually going to be taking the class as well. So why don't you go ahead and talk a little bit about it? We only have a few seats left, but we want to make sure that everybody knows a little bit about it and isn't, missing out if they want to join us.
Yes. So, of course, I'm bringing my 2-day master class to Manual Lymphatic Drainage, the non-surgical facelift. And I kind of coined that because I was able to get the results with it. So, of course, with my background being a massage therapist and esthetician, initially when I went to go take my training 5 years ago, I went for just post operative procedures. So, of course, a lot of liposuction, BBLs, all those things. But in during the course, I learned so much more than just working with clients of post-op. And so, coming back, honing on my skills, working with thousands of clients, I was able to really focus on working with clients with after post, and then, of course, working with clients with non-surgical. And so that's where I came up with the non-surgical facelift. So I had this one particular client and she really wanted to have a facelift, but she wanted to have a surgical, but she was so nervous about being put to sleep. And so, when I talk about it in the class and when I go speak at these different trade shows and different conferences, I let people know that, some people, they have the money to go do these things, but then you have people who may not have the money or just whatever the case may be, they don't get the surgery, but they still want the same results. And so with these techniques, you're able to help clients with so much, with so many things, not just non-surgical, not just post-surgical. We have so many clients that come in with sinuses, just sinuses. And you're able to help clients right then and there. Not like, oh, let's give it a few days. No, literally, you're able to flush out those sinuses right then and there. Of course, there's contraindications we talk about, but for overall, this particular modality, I tell any and every person, if I wish I would have done this 13 years ago. It'll be 14 years in January that I've been in the industry, but I wish I would have found this straight out the gate. And that's the God honest truth. I wish I would have done this sooner because it has been so um, helpful for my clients, but also honestly lucrative. It has been very, very lucrative. And I'm not just saying this, I am truthful. So truthful that in class, I can pull up my books to show people in the class, like, hey, this is how much I have done with just lymphatic drainage, not a deep tissue, not a facial, not Brazil. This has been really, really lucrative. And so, of course, I show you in the class how to, one, just make your money back with just the investment you made just with this one class, but also understanding how it works, how you can incorporate this into what you're already doing, and how you can work with this with just standalone. So we go over so much. I have always given 1000% when it comes to teaching, not just, oh, okay, this is how you do it. Okay, go home. No, you're going to learn so much more in this class because, again, a lot of times when we're in school, we don't learn the business side of things. So we're going to talk about that as well. So again, this class is you'll get so much more out of it than you think you would.
That's great. And really, I know a lot of people aren't super familiar with the lymphatic system, and it's a little bit of a buzzword right now,
Mhm.
which it's not a new system. Like, this is a system in our body, guys. It's basically like our garbage truck.
Yeah.
And so, this technique that Terrance is talking about, he's going to train us how to use it in the face, mostly face and neck, right?
Mhm.
And the non-surgical facelift, the beautification part of it is just like the side effect, which happens to be desired.
Yes.
Very much so. But it's so good for us. Like you were mentioning, I'm so glad you touched on that with people having like nasal surgery, or just like even if someone's having really bad allergies, other kinds of conditions. Even just like right now, I feel like I have like baggy eyes today. I did not sleep well. So, like, that can be helpful to do the lymphatic drainage. It can help with so many different things. And to be able to know how to offer this treatment is just so beneficial and in so many ways.
Yeah, so I'm glad you mentioned the eyes. So of course we get that question a lot too. Of course, you know, there's different products that you can use, but again, I tell anybody it's like when you have your product,
Your
your product,
hands, these
your
products.
hands, nothing but and you know, we talk, you know, what that's another thing when we talk about business is like breaking down your cost per service. Do you actually know your cost per service? I implore you to look up Angela Green on Instagram or Facebook. She has a cost per service worksheet that does help you break down to understand your cost per service, your numbers. Because at the end of the day, you know, a lot of people go in business and say, "Oh, okay, well, I'm gonna charge what the person down the street is charging, or the next door, or across town, I'm gonna charge what they're charging." But you can't do that. You have to know your numbers. How much is it going to take you to operate your business? Because again, your business may be bigger, may be smaller. You know, your overhead may be more than somebody else, or whatever the case may be. But you have to understand your numbers. So we talk about that when doing this particular modality. We're not using anything, no products, nothing but our hands. So of course, when we think about, because I know there's mostly estheticians in the class that are coming, but when we think about doing facial, when we think about doing a facial, we have a cleanser. We double cleanse. We tone. You know, we exfoliate. We maybe tone again, and then we're going to do a mask. We're going to do massage. We're going to do vitamins. We're going to do moisturizer, sunscreen. All these things they add up. You
Mhm.
know, so yeah, it may only take you $10, $12, depending on how much you're using, what you're using, maybe up to $20 to do your service. But then also it's like, okay, now I have to pay myself. Now I have to turn around and buy more product. Now I have to turn around and do this and do that. And maybe you have employees, and so you have to pay the employees. You have to pay your taxes. So all of these things they do add up. So when you can eliminate the cost of what you're doing and only using your hands, and you don't have any products that you're using, nothing but your hands, now you can pay yourself more. And then also, hey, maybe it's like, okay, I love the way my skin looks. How can I maintain this in between coming to see you, my esthetician or my massage therapist? Okay, well, now here's products. You know, this is free game. This is I'm going to pull back because these are the things that I teach in the class. You have to come to the class, but but just simple things, and sometimes again, breaking it down that way, it helps you more because one, you may not have learned it. Two, maybe you learn it's like, hey, I forgot, or just like I didn't understand it that way. But how I teach, I really break it down simple so that everyone in the class gets it. If I feel like someone doesn't get it, I'll teach it a different way. That's just the instructor in me. But, when you leave the class, you will feel equipped and ready to go on. Now, don't get me wrong, practice makes perfect. There will be a lot of techniques given. So, of course, you will have to practice, but you won't feel, you'll feel very empowered when you're leaving the classroom and really just like, hey, I'm ready to take my first clients. I'm ready to get started. And you have to start somewhere. When I first started on that client, I mean, she was my second client that I did when it came to the face because again I was doing so much body, so much of the stomach and the sides and the back and the butt and all of that. But she was my second client when it came to the face. And again, those were post surgical. This was non surgical. And to get the results that I got, we're going to talk about, sign and release forms and posting your clients and those things. If you go to my page, this page that you're watching on now, or either my business page, the Glam Station, you won't see me post really any of my work. I think I do have some of my cellulite work that I have done because they allowed me to post it. But this particular client, she was like, you can't post it. And so at first I was like, oh my gosh, she got such amazing results that I can't post this. But honestly, she was like, you can show people in your phone or whatever case may be, but you cannot post this. And, at first it really crushed me because I was like, she looks 10 years younger and I cannot post this. Oh my God. But, it has been still been a blessing because I've been every single person that I have shown in my phone became a client.
That's
You would call that word of mouth, but at the same time, you know, in my head, I was like, this is really going to hinder, like it's really not going to get out there. But teaching the classes, showing other clients, like, hey, do you want the results? These, honestly, I just got a new client. Even we talked about a couple of months ago, I was like, hey, this is my client. Um, these are the results that she got. This is how many times she came in, and she was like, that really looks good. And, we had a conversation of, this particular client, she had lost over 100 something pounds. And so she was self-conscious only about what's called the turkey neck. And that's the only thing that she was worried about. But in the class, of course, I show you the before and after pictures, and you will see she got so much more than just the lift here. We lifted everything. So, in the class, that's why we don't just go over the face. We go over the neck and the face because we'll also learn the importance of proximal to distal, and why you work that way to get the best results. So it's a jam-packed class. Again, it's 2 days. You have to take this. You don't want to miss this. You don't want to miss it. The more and more you put it off, because I get that it's like, oh, I want to take I don't know. You want to take this because again, you're able to help so many clients more than you think you would. This is not like, oh, I got to have this specific type of product to do this with this specific type of client. No, any type of client, as long as there are no contraindications, which you learn in a class. But, again, you have headaches, you have sinuses, you have the non-surgical part of it. Who doesn't come in, like you said, with puffy eyes? Hey, I'm gonna do a little lymphatic drainage before we start here, and you just be amazed how much that helps your client, and it's instant. This is not again, it's like, oh, give it a few days, give it a week, give it 2 weeks. No, no, this is right then and there, and they actually feel it draining. I mean, they actually feel it draining. They begin to swallow more. It's like, oh my gosh, I really feel this. So these are things that you can help each and every one of your clients, and showing you again how to work with your clients to add an addition on to what you're doing versus um, working with it just solo. So it's so much that you learn in the class. You have to come, and there's only 3 seats left.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we forgot to say
Yeah. Just a
that.
couple seats
Yeah,
left, and it's
so
October 19th and 20th. So it's in the Chicago suburb of Homewood, which is a little bit south, kind of close to the Indiana border, also close to Wisconsin. Um, and before I forget, this service, so like not only is it super effective and can make us good money, not I don't feel like there's too many contraindications from what I know with lymphatic anyways, but I'm ready to learn in class. But then also it's not super, and we don't need any extra equipment, just the hands we were given. But then also it's not super aggressive, correct?
it's
For us
not.
technicians.
So not aggressive, and it's
For us,
not
I mean.
hard on our body.
Yeah, that's what I
It's
mean.
not, yeah, it's not hard on, but that's, and I know that's what you were getting at. It's not hard on our body. Your longevity can expand even more working with lymphatic drainage because it's so light work and it's such less work, especially me being a body worker, me being a massage therapist and esthetician. I do a lot of body work. So when I'm able to do lymphatic drainage, it does help me and give me some type of um, leisure, if you would, during that time that I'm doing lymphatic, because it's not so much of like, okay, I got to really get in there, get into the muscle. I really got to, give deep work, because that's what a lot of work that I do. A lot of clients come in. There's nothing wrong with that. But me as a therapist, it does give me some, I would say, some relaxation time, because it's so it's totally opposite. It's totally opposite. So if we have massage therapists who are interested, I implore you to learn it. Even if you're like, hey, I want to learn the body, this is a great way to start with it, because you get a sense of, how the pressure is. Because again, it's totally different than what we do in Western massage when we do a lot of deep work. And of course, it is approved by NCTMB. So if you're needing hours, it is 12 hours approved through NCBTMB. So you will be able to get hours for that as well. And I think Courtney as well for cosmetology and estheticians as well, if you're
Yes.
needing those
Yep.
hours.
CEU hours for estheticians and cosmetologists. So we got you guys covered. Come learn this
Yeah.
amazing, this amazing technique. And we also have, so the training is going to be, like we were saying, the 19th and 20th of October. The
Mhm.
class is going to be from 9 to 4 each day. You will have a certificate, a certification from this, and then, of course, the hours from either of us or both of us. And we do offer through Brilliance Advanced Beauty Education, if you were to purchase, we do offer through PayPal. We have the option to do payment plans if you would prefer that. So just through PayPal itself. Otherwise, regular payment is normal, but I know some people, since this is a little bit more of an investment class, you can do payment plans, which is nice. But I know you mentioned that you're going to teach us even in class how to make, your money back and then some with one client, right?
One, with just one person, you're going to make more than what your investment was. You're going to make more than what your investment is. So each, yeah. So each, yeah. One person. I was about to go into something else, but again, you have to come to the class. Like I say, you know, it's almost like what the Bible says: you want to treat others how you want to be treated. And I feel as if when someone has invested in one of my classes, one of my courses, I feel as though I want to try to give them every single thing. So I want to make sure you understand what you're doing. You understand, because you're going to have clients that come in and going to ask you questions to understand what's going on. Same thing with this particular client, this first client that I had with this. She could not fathom that I was only going to use my hands. I wasn't going to use any type of topical, no type of machine. to get these results. And so again, I always say I'm thankful that she entrusted in me to do the service and to get these results. And thankfully, I documented everything. So before the first one, before and after I did, the second one before and after I did, and so on and so forth. So I documented every single time. And when we got down to the last one, and I put the pictures from the first time to the last time, I was like, oh, oh my God. And I cried. I honestly cried because she was so self-conscious. She would not look in the mirror. And now after she got done, she said her husband said, she was like, you in that mirror, you be in that mirror all day. This is, so she couldn't stay out the mirror after she got done. And in the after picture, you can actually see the transformation. There's so many things in that last picture that you can tell from the first picture to the last picture of how it just transformed her. So it's just amazing the results that she was able to get from the sessions that we did with just lymphatic drainage. No type of product whatsoever other than just my hands.
And that client's going to want to, even if it's a client that doesn't want you to share that on social media, they're going to tell their friends, they're going to keep
Yeah.
coming back, because we're all looking for what works and feels good and, is affordable. This is way more affordable for people than having
Right.
surgery. And, you know, and I do think there's a lot of people kind of going back more the natural route,
Mhm.
doing things less invasive than some of the other trends.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited.
And not so much of that. I mean, it's like, yeah, you do have more people who want to do more holistic thing and more natural, but here's the thing, here's the thing of the matter. You're able to work with clients who are non-surgical, but you're at the same time you still can work on clients who actually went and had a facelift. And again, these people are having it every single day, every couple of hours somebody's having some type of surgery. So I talk about what I've been able to do in my local area with the doctors surrounding me. And it wasn't that I even reached out to them. So I talk about that as well. I've written several articles in Massage Magazine and Skin Ink and those things about lymphatic drainage. In one particular article, I talked about that, how I was able to collaborate with a doctor and I never reached out to him. He began and send the clients to me. So I talk about that, how that particularly happened, and how that you, the one that participated in the class, how you're able to do that as well. So, I get this a lot, and I always talk about this when people realize where I'm from and where I am. So I tell people, it's like, hey, I'm from Mississippi, and it's like, you're from Mississippi? And it's like, yeah, I'm from Mississippi. And when I say that, a lot of people think like, oh, there's not a lot there. You guys are behind the times, all these things. But I guarantee you, we are not. I mean, don't get me wrong. We may be behind in some things, but we are well advanced just like everybody else. Again, people are here having surgeries all the time as well. But honestly, when I first started, most of my clients were going to Miami, but this particular time, the client had went here, here in Mississippi, and again, I talk about it more in class how that was able to develop, and I was so thankful, and that actually helped me when it became apparent that I wasn't always posting pictures of my clients and those type of things, and when it got to that point, I really didn't even have to. My work actually spoke for itself.
Right.
So get in front of the doctors and the doctors seeing like, okay, this client looks great. Maybe, they were able to release them faster, or like, okay, your swelling is going down so much faster. Um, and apparently whoever is working on you, massage therapist, your therapist, whoever it is really helping you. So I teach you also that in class. So again, I told you this is not just a come on in class. I'm gonna show you how to do it and bye. No, none of that. You also will be put in a Facebook group. So all of my classes, if you ever taken class with me, you're put in a Facebook group, and you're able to converse and post pictures and like, hey, I need help with this. Sometimes people just DM me and say, hey, of course I remember who they are. He was like, hey, I got this particular client. This is what's going on. This is what I told them. Is that right? Because again, it's so much information. Of course, you get a workbook, all of those things, and sometimes you forget. And so you just reach back and say, hey, I need help. And that's okay too. So you will also have continued support after the class as well. So don't feel as if, it's 2 days and you're on your own for the rest of your life. No. So you do have that extra support as well. And of course, I'm always continuing to seek knowledge as well when it comes to lymphatic drainage. So, of course, anything that I learn, I also pass on as well. So, it's anything that you do, you should always continue to learn. And I've always done that. So,
I completely agree. Yeah. I'm so excited. I just know we're gonna have a great group of people, and
yes.
yes. Oh,
Yeah, so,
and you guys should take advantage. I mean, we have someone coming from, I want to say Kentucky. So like Terrance is
yeah.
awesome. I had him at my conference last year. Everyone loved him, and he's not going to be in the Midwest very often. So especially because we get snow sometimes.
Yeah.
Not in October, but I
Yeah.
mean
So,
maybe sometimes for Halloween. But
yeah. Yeah.
so and he's a busy guy. He's all over the place, but he doesn't come to this area very often.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
you're at all interested, definitely don't think that this opportunity is going to come quickly again, because it's probably not.
Yeah.
He's just,
So,
I
if
mean,
you're in the area,
yeah, do it while you can, and don't put it off, because it's a great service that, I mean, like I said, I see clients part time, and I can't wait to bring this to them. I've been kind of going a little bit more wellness, and I'm like, oh, I think I want this class too. And that's not why we are doing this, but then it kind of dawned on me like, oh, I think I want to
yeah.
come. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it's a no-brainer. It's a
mm,
no-brainer if you are looking and again, it's crazy that you said that earlier. It's like, it's becoming more popular, but it is the most popular thing right now in our industry. It's lymphatic drainage
yeah,
for multiple reasons. I mean, the biggest thing is, honestly, I can say is post-surgical. But, this is again why I coined non-surgical facelift, because of the results and the fast results that you see. Not again, it's like, hey, it's going to take 6 months. And
yeah,
no, these are instant results that you see within 3 weeks. Your client is good. It's good. If they follow your instructions, which I know they will, because they're making an investment. So them making the investment, they're going to see the results.
yeah,
And it's funny, and it's fulfilling for me when a client one of the students posts in the group and be like, hey, I got this result, or like, oh my gosh, I just got 3 new clients, and they did this and this. And so it's always great to see and hear the things. I was like, hey, you're going to see this, you're going to get this, to see them finally see and get those things, with the testimonies that they have. So, it's great. So again, there's only 3 seats left. You do not want to miss your opportunity to learn this great modality and technique and learn more about lymphatic drainage. Like I said, we go in more depth and understand how it works, and working with the immune system, and how they work hand in hand, and they really work really closely together, almost intertwined. So, but yeah, it's great modality to learn, and like I say, it's been so beneficial for me with my clients as well as my practice.
yeah.
So I can't say enough about it.
And I can't speak for your area, but like you were saying, it's lymphatic drainage is very popular right now. But on the flip side, it's hard to find practitioners that do it. So the ones
Yeah,
that are doing it are busy.
yeah, Always, because people are having surgeries every single day, and I know you all being in the Illinois area. I mean, I would say any other area than here. I mean, of course, we have um, surgeons around here, but I know in bigger cities, I mean, you all have multiple places that offer plastic surgery.
Yeah.
So, you're having that. So, like I say, you're not only learning non-surgical, you're learning post-surgical as well. So you're able to help both clients who may not have the means to have the surgery but want the same results, or clients who have the means and gone and had the surgery and now they're needing someone to help them recover faster. So
Yeah. I can't wait.
yeah, I'm excited. I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
All right, guys. So 3 more seats. Join us October 19th and 20th. Terrance will be training you guys how to do this amazing service and all the different ways you can use it. Doesn't have to be just for surgery, like you said, pre or to not do surgery. There's so many benefits to it. The class is 9 to 4, both days. We have payment plan options available to you. And we do offer credit hours and NCBTMB, right?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I never thought I would get that acronym right. I don't even know what it totally stands for, but yes.
Yes.
National
Accreditation Board, Therapeutic National
Massage Bodywork.
That's not about it, yeah.
Baby.
So yeah, it's like NCBTMB.
Yes, you got it. So we have you covered on hours for both. And so it's for estheticians, cosmetologists, and massage therapists. And if there's any students that are enrolled and are still interested, that's okay, right, Terrance?
It's okay. We would just need like your
Proof.
student ID or something that proves that you're currently in school. So
Yes.
if your school would write a letter with a letterhead that said, "Hey, Jane Doe is currently enrolled in our school," then yep, that's suffice.
Okay. Perfect. If you guys have any questions for me, reach out. And I know we said it earlier, but this class is in the Chicago suburb of Homewood, Illinois. So yeah, but you can reach out to me, or you can of course reach out to Terrance, and we'll link up the class itself so you guys can get enrolled if you would like to join us. And just remember, he's probably not going to be in the Chicago area or the Midwest for quite a while. So this is your opportunity to take advantage and learn from him. He's great at whatever he teaches, and this is just such an amazing skill that will only require this investment in your hands.
Yeah.
So,
and just in time for Christmas, so that extra Christmas money that you may need or want, this is going to help boost you over that. So I promise you, yes, it's a guarantee.
yeah.
It's a guarantee. So,
Awesome.
I'm excited for everyone who's going to be attending and to see, where they start from and then where, it takes them, because it can take you a long way. And, of course, taking one course, I recommend that you take more than one course, because one, people teach differently. It may be on something else, maybe it's understanding. But of course, I do have resources as well to share, for all participants. So yeah.
That's super helpful. Yeah. Good resources.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on and chatting with us. And thank you to everyone that's hopped on and off or catching the replay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much. And of course, like I said, if you have any questions, you can reach out to Courtney or myself. And we look forward to seeing you all.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. You guys have a good day.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.